Hey, do you guys remember that shitty paint job I told you guys about? Have a look. It doesn't look too bad. You can't even notice that I actually painted it with something that's not the actual black. So guys, as we all know, buying a car is actually a completely different story to actually owning one and living with one. So in this video, we're actually going to talk about what it's like owning an S2000 and living with it. And all the ups and downs and all the annoying things that I'm going to be talking to you guys about. I know a lot of you guys on my channel are actually not the ones who own an S2000, but you guys just want to know a little bit about it, maybe if you want to purchase it in the future, and what it's like. So this video is going to come in really handy because I'm going to break down this video into different parts. Alright guys, so I've broken this video into 5 main parts. First part, maintenance. Second part, customizability. Third part, driver engagement. Fourth part, practicality. And fifth part is the car scene. So let's start with the first part, maintenance. As we all know, the S2000 is pretty much a Honda. So maintenance is not going to cost you that much. As long as you take care of the car and top up all the fuels, make sure your engine is running healthy, and do regular servicing. Because it's a Honda, servicing is not going to cost that much, and the car is reliable. So yeah, second part of this topic is going to be about second-hand parts. So those things are pretty easy to come by, because a lot of wreckers actually have a lot of S2000s in Australia, especially because they are prone to being crashed a lot. I don't know, it's probably because this car slides around all the time. But yeah, so even though they're on wreckers, they are pretty cheap. And yeah, it has parts for cheap and you can find it in abundance. I've heard in America there's about like 10 times more S2Ks than Australia. So I'm sure you guys will have even an easier time finding these parts. So yeah, second-hand car parts, your best friend's gonna be eBay, Gumtree, Craigslist, things like that. That people can actually, sell their own stuff privately. That's where I mostly get all my stuff, all the mechanical stuff. Yeah, any bolt that I break, I've broken a lot of bolts on my car trying to work on it myself. So yeah, your best friend is those kind of websites. So yeah, for maintenance, I give this car a 4 out of 5. Like I said, as long as you take care of the car and do those little things. Alright, so the second topic, that is customizability, that's the stage that I'm up to on my car, where I'm looking to buy aftermarket products for my car and, make it look special, or something that represents myself and my personality. So yeah, for the S2000 guys, there is an amazing variety of aftermarket product producers or companies that actually make products for it. Things that come to my mind are like Voltex, Spoon, ASM, man, things like that, Amuse. And there's so much variety that you can go for. Not just body parts, even performance parts like exhausts, intakes, headers, things like that. There are a lot of variety, a lot of choices for you to choose from. So yeah, in my book, S2000 gets 5 out of 5 for customizability. Alright, so the third topic is the driver engagement. So driver engagement, in my opinion, this is probably the most strongest side of this car, because it gives you a really raw, simplistic driving experience that you can't really get it in any other car that I've driven. Anyway, I've driven like STIs, Supras, but it just doesn't feel the same. I know there are cars like the Lotus Elise, or the MR2 or the RX-8. They all kind of give the similar experience, but this car is a soft top, it's convertible, and it gives that raw experience that you're literally open to the world when you're driving it, and it gives you this really nice sensation, and I don't think anything can actually match that. So I've actually known 2 guys where they left the S2K and bought Evos, and now they actually come back and started owning the S2K again. And I asked him why, because Evo is like my dream car that I want to have one day. And what they say is that Evo feels really restricted, as in like it wants to do everything for you, and the computers pretty much drive you, while the S2K is really analog, and it's pretty much your inputs expressed in the 4 wheels, and you feel the whole car when you're driving. But guys, this car is not gonna win you the race for horsepower against cars like Supras, RX-7s, R34s. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to compete with them in the the fight to reach the highest horsepower or whatever. So yeah, you might not win the horsepower race, but you can actually keep up with them and beat them in really technical roads and technical tracks where there are lots of turns. And yeah, that that needs a lot of grip and handling. Where this car really shines is in the mountains, guys. Every time I go to the mountains, even though I don't have a crazy amount of horsepower, I always have so much fun, and I always keep up with all the cars that has much more horsepower than me. And it's all about the handling and the balance in this car. That's what makes this car such a great track weapon. I know so many people who owns S2Ks simply for track, which one day I hope to do as well. Not just that, guys, I truly believe this car has a perfect amount of horsepower for someone like me who's still in a probationary license and doesn't actually have my full license. So yeah, this car lets me to drive the car at least 75% of its potential on the road without getting into too much trouble. And that's a really fun thing to do. Alright, so enough of that. Let's move on. So the fourth topic is practicality. And in my opinion, this is where this car starts to go down heaps. So practicality can be measured easily by its ability to actually use it as a daily driver. So S2K, nah, you can't really daily it, as unless you're like me, which I can actually daily mine because I don't take anyone else in my car. It's just me. When I go somewhere, it's just by myself, and I don't actually have any. I don't go shopping, and I don't pick up any items, things like that. I just have my uni bag in my car, and that's about it. So for me, it's fine. But for someone who actually has a family, or you tend to drive to other people places, you really can't live with this car. Half the time, the boot space is not enough to even have like two small suitcases, especially if you have a sub or something like that in there. And yeah, even inside the car, if you're a little bit taller than me, where I think 5'11", if you're taller than me, you probably won't be able to fit in there properly. And yeah, even the passenger, yeah, you have to find someone who's really tiny to go as a passenger, because the car inside is really small. Yeah, you don't really have much room to move around unless you take the top down, that is. My side skirts, side diffusers, I actually transported them from the place where I bought it from to my house in my car. And what I did was I actually put it up like that, and the top part was hanging out the soft top, and it was really funny. Everyone was looking at me like I was an idiot. So even if you say this space of the car and all that kind of stuff is enough for you, right, say that. But the thing that really puts you off from dailying this car is how high the insurance prices are, guys. So if insurance for S2Ks in Australia averages about 1.5k, which is a crazy amount. So but if you only drive the car about 2 times a week or 3 times a week, and only take it on cruises or scenic drives or whatever, and consider it a classic car, you can get insurance for about 500, which is what I'm on right now. That kind of saves me a lot of money, because it saves me about $1,000 a year, which is heaps you can spend on mods or whatever you have. But yeah, so for this area, I can only give this car about 1 out of 5, guys. But yeah, you can manage a daily the way I do, but for a fat person with a family, you really do need a bigger car with bigger seats, and then yeah, bigger boot especially. But yeah, let's move on to the next topic, which is car scenes, which is what this channel is all about: meeting new people, yeah, going to new places, which this car really does help me do, because this car does have a nice reputation. A lot of people do enjoy seeing this car at car meets. I mean, even me, even though I have S2K, I love seeing other S2Ks at car scenes. And yeah, other people do respect the car, and they do really love S2Ks, especially considered to when you compare to other Hondas. Not to say other Hondas are bad, I do love other Hondas. But yeah, so car scene, it's amazing. There are a lot of people who customize the car the way they want. So there's a lot of variety. You don't really see the same car over and over again. So yeah, it's really fun to actually park next to the other S2Ks and see how different everyone has done their car. So yeah, for the car scene, I think it's easily 5 out of 5. Everyone loves S2Ks, and it's a really fun car to look at. So yeah, guys, that wraps up this video, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe for more videos like this. And if you're already subscribed, or someone who actually learned something from this, yeah, I hope this video helps you, judge what it's like to live with the S2K or own one. Because not many cars that there are a lot of cars that you can actually afford, but you can't actually live with it. and you afford to keep it for a long time. But in my opinion, S2K is one of those cars which are really amazing, and if you can afford it, you can actually live with it. It's at the end of the day, it's a Honda, and if you look after it, it will go forever. So yeah guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video.